are not for everybody. If you get offended easily, please click back and do not continue. We can and probably will get vulgar, perverted, potty mouthed, loud, obnoxious, tipsy, and more. If you continue, please understand that you have been warned and we do not need your negativity after you have chosen to listen anyways. Thank you. And for those of you who are still here, enjoy and drink happy. Welcome back to another episode of Cougar Drinks. We are so glad you are here.
Why are you announcer voicing it?
It sounded fun. All right, so our drink of the week for Ruby is...
A Lime Cougarberry.
A Lime Cougarberry.
Ow, ow.
Nice. And I'm still drinking my same morning Raingria because it's yummy.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch. Drink happy.
Drink happy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This week we're going to talk about growing up feral.
Yeah.
Anybody born in the 70s and 80s knows what I'm talking about. All right, let's get to it. So,
Okay.
according to Webster's definition of
Oh, shit.
feral,
Statistically speaking.
Webster's definition of feral is existing in a natural state, not domesticated or cultivated, wild. Their definition of a feral child is a neglected child who engages in lawless or antisocial behavior.
Lawless.
Lawless. Sounds like my sibling. Don't ask me why I'm talking like an announcer.
I know. Your Raingria is making you all... Are you ready? My coworker goes, "Are you ready to Ruby?" All the time. She does that to me. She's so cute. Love her to death.
Hilarious. All right, so now that we have the nerd out of the way, drink up, bitches! Let's talk about growing up feral.
Whoop, whoop.
And I think I'm going to stop with the announcer voice.
I think you might need to.
It just kind of sounds fun. What is your feral story? I guess I shouldn't ask that question. So I wouldn't necessarily... Yeah, I was raised feral. Because even though my mom was home, I was not around my mom.
Well, she was in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You were out of the house. Whether you were on your property,
Right.
or whether you were where the school was, or in town, or at the beach, at the lake.
Yeah, when you grow up from the age of 2 to 5th grade, I lived on 180 acres.
Right?
So I had a lot of property to play on. So,
And horses.
yes. We had
So
horses.
many animals.
Yeah, I have a story for that. My mom used to put the horse that she was breaking to ride into a pen. And that was where he or she stayed until she had like broke him to the halter, broke him to the saddle, the bridle, and all of that kind of stuff. Well, my brother and I went out there, and of course, you know, my brother is like my twin.
Right.
And we went out to this horse, and we climb on the back of it. He's not broke to ride. Doesn't have a halter on.
And you jumped on the
Doesn't have a
horse.
saddle on. Nothing. And he's laying down, and my brother and I just go out there and climb on this horse, and then we kick him to get up. My mom looked out the kitchen window, and she's like, "Ah!" She comes running out there.
Your sweet little, 4'10" mom.
Well, she was 5'2" if she stood up straight and tall. But yeah, my little short mama, she was like, "What are you doing?"
That is so funny. Oh, sweet mom. I have so many stories.
I know.
My mom and my stepdad both worked outside of the home. So we would have to get ready in the morning. She would wake us up probably about 6:20. She had to leave the house. So she would wake us up at 6, make sure we have our breakfast and all of that. And then she would leave to go to work. And the amount of times we fucked around instead of getting ready for school, doing stupid shit. We made sure we got our chores done. We had to feed all the animals. And by animals, we had pigs and chickens and rabbits and steers, and it was just stupid. So we would do all that. And then when we got home from school, of course, Mom and Dad are still at work. We'd fuck around there too. We'd go get a snack, and then we were outside until it got dark. The point
we fell into that latchkey.
We absolutely did. But being out in the country, you don't really lock your house anyway. Nope. You leave the keys in the ignition when you shut off the engine. No one's going to come steal your shit because they're 10 miles away from you.
I don't even think I had a key to the house.
Right? No, I didn't. They just left it. When we left,
I don't remember.
Yeah. But I remember this one time my brother and his best friend were the BB guns that you would pump. And then the air. Yeah. Okay. They were trying to hit the swing set pole way across the fucking yard. So here's my brother. Lines it up. Sometimes it'd be like, ping. Sometimes it'd be like, shit, I missed it. You know, whatever. And his best friend would get up. They're pumping that. Damn it! You know, they're freaking out. So I'm like, what are you doing? Target practicing. Can I try?
You're a girl.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, what? You're a girl. I'm like, I didn't say seriously because we didn't know that lingo back then. But I was probably like, fuck you. And so they let me try. Here I am. I'm like, pumping up this fucking BB gun. I get ready. I aim it. Bing! No way! That was beginner's luck. Try it again. I'm like, okay. Aim it up. Bing! Bullshit! My brother, kid you not, hands me the pistol BB gun and says, bet you can't hit a moving target, and takes off running. We are running. We're running through the house. We're running through the yard. We're running through the cars, the garage, the animals. He decides to pop himself behind a tree. I come around the corner. He pops his head out, and I'm like, right in the fucking forehead. I'm not even kidding. And he was pissed at me probably for 2 days. But I'm like, don't challenge me. I will come out on top.
All right, I'm going to start calling you Joan Wick.
It was fantastic. But we did stupid shit like that. There was no adults.
It was always fantastic when you could show your brothers up. Like,
so true.
You know what I mean? It's like that song way back. I can do anything you can do better.
I can do anything better than you.
My mom used to sing that song when my brother and I would start going back and forth. She would be like, I can do anything you can do. And you could tell by the sarcasm in her voice what she would.
Right.
It was hilarious.
It was fun.
It was one of those things like growing up, I hated my brother, but he was my best friend at the same time.
Yeah.
But now I wish to live closer.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Truth.
Like I told you, I grew up on a farm, and my mom only worked part-time off and on.
Okay.
So she drove school bus, or she worked at the potato processing plant, or...
We had a potato processing plant up there?
No. And when we lived...
Before you came up where I was living. Okay.
And then my dad, being retired military, he just kind of piddled around with different stuff. And he worked part-time. He drove a school bus.
Wow.
And then he did like radio installation. He worked for Radio Shack for a while and stuff like that because he tinkered with electronics and that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I wasn't ever really alone. But I was alone, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like every Saturday morning, we would be like, okay, it's cartoon time, yay! And we'd watch cartoons until whatever time they went off the air. And then my mom was like, get out!
And by cartoons, we're talking all that old Bugs Bunny shit, the Tom and Jerry, all the violent cartoons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of those.
Mm-hmm.
All of those. And then we'd see a bill is just a bill.
Oh, Schoolhouse Rock.
Yes. Oh, that's
I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. Sitting on Capitol Hill.
I love those though.
Conjunction junctions. What's your function?
For all of that stuff.
God, the days.
Right? So that's how we grew up. You know, when you got that kind of acreage to play on. We had bicycles, we had horses.
Yeah.
My mom didn't care. The horses that were broke, we learned to saddle them young.
Yep.
We saddle our own horses. And I remember one time my brother and his best friend, which him and his sister were the two people that we hung out with 90% of our time. We're like joined at the hip. They saddled the horses up one time and went riding up the canyon that we had on our property. And then all of a sudden, like an hour or so later, here comes a horse with no rider and the saddle is up underneath her front legs.
What?
And my mom is like, what happened? So she caught the horse, took the saddle off and all that. Here comes my brother and his best friend walking. It's like they didn't cinch the saddle tight enough. And the horse
held its breath.
Right? The horse got spooked and the horse went to the left and the saddle and the rider went to the right. And she took off when that saddle slipped and headed straight back for the barn.
Oh my gosh.
That's the kind of crap that we did as kids.
Yeah. You had horses and we had bikes. I know you had bikes too, but what about the times that you and your best friend would be calling our moms and be like, I'm going to stay at so-and-so's. And they're like, I'm going to stay at so-and-so's. And you literally are out all night long.
I never did that.
I am sorry. I remember riding these stupid bikes to towns that were an hour away by car.
That's a long freaking ride.
It is. But
yeah. That's, wow. I do remember one time I had a friend come stay at the house. I didn't have a driver's license. I don't think. I might have barely had a driver's license. But we had this little like Honda 200 or whatever it was, motorcycle. And she stayed the night, and we promised that we would bring her home the next day. And that was the only reason she got to stay the night. So I didn't know my parents had something else going on, and they were gone all day. So it's just me and my brother at home. So he was like, I'm going to teach you how to ride the bike. So he teaches me how to ride the motorcycle, right? I ride it up and down the driveway like 4 or 5 times. And then I went down the road a couple of times, and he's like, all right, I think you're good.
now you're a pro.
Right? I ride this motorcycle, I don't know, it was 30 miles maybe, going
with her on the back.
Yeah.
Oh
with where she lived. Thankfully it was like all back roads and stuff. And so here I am just driving around. And then once I dropped her off at home, I turned around and came back. I will never know if my parents ever knew what I did because they're not around. I still remember that, and it was the craziest thing. I didn't even drive.
Oh my God.
I'm riding a motorcycle.
That is hilarious.
Good thing the cops did patrol the back roads.
I kind of have a cop story. They never patrolled our back roads either.
Right.
Until they did. We're at the one grocery store we have in town, and we talked someone into buying us 4 2-liter bottles of either California Coolers or Bartles and James. You know, those were the big thing.
It wasn't Mad Dog.
No. But we head out towards our house, and one of our friends, it was his car, and there were 5 of us, I think. And we're like driving along, we're sucking down these wine coolers, passing them around, having a heyday, spinning around corners, spitting gravel with the back tires. You know, we were just having so much fun. It was dark and desolate, and we were drinking. So all of a sudden, there's red and blue flashing lights behind us, and we're like, holy fuck, oh my God, oh my God. We are freaking the fuck out. I can imagine what this cop saw, because if he's close enough to pull us over, He's close enough to see the 2-liter bottles flying out the window so we don't get caught with alcohol. He pulled us over. It was because there was a tail light out. We call bullshit, but whatever. Anyway, so my friend took us all home. Everybody got home safe. Blah, blah, blah. He calls us in the morning.
Cop calls you?
No.
Oh.
The driver.
Okay.
My friend that was driving the car. And he said, hey, after I dropped all of you off, I went back to get those wine coolers and I couldn't find them. Motherfucking cop took our alcohol. Not a single 2-liter bottle was found, and we knew right where we had thrown them out because it was right before my friend's driveway. And he went all up and down the fence right there. Nothing. So that motherfucker got some free alcohol, busting these kids out, spinning their wheels and drinking.
He probably got home and was like, hey, honey, look what I got.
Asshole. Dude, if you're listening, you owe me alcohol.
You owe me some 2 liters, dude.
No. Now I've upgraded. It is Deep Eddy vodka. Deep Eddy lime. Thank you very much. Yeah. So that was that story.
I have a ton of stories for growing up feral from like when we lived in the south part of the state I grew up in. So I grew up, for anybody cares, I don't live there now, but I grew up in Idaho.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ever really unsupervised because even if my parents were there, I had 5 siblings. I'm the youngest, and so I always had the oldest 4 and then my brother, which my brother doesn't count because
he was as feral as you. He was more feral.
I have 2 brothers, but I have one that's only a couple years older than I am, and that's the one I spend all my time with. So we always like the oldest 4 and the youngest 2. So the youngest 2 were always getting into crap that they shouldn't have been in. But the oldest 4 were never purely innocent either, so...
I don't know. When I met them, I thought they were pretty innocent.
Yeah.
Because they were older.
Yeah.
And they had already hit that, oh, I got to get my shit together.
Right.
We hadn't hit that yet.
No. When we were in elementary school, we used to ride our bikes into town. We lived 3 miles from town.
Okay.
And we used to ride our bikes into town. We were like elementary school, you know?
Right.
Like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I don't even remember. It was 3 miles into town. We would ride our bikes into town.
There's no way I would have allowed my kids to do that.
But it's a 70s.
Different world.
So, yeah. My grandmother lived in town, so we would go into town and we'd stop by and visit her, or if we stayed with her, and then we'd hang out with our 2 buddies that we always hung out with. And just, we would run around town, and I remember being all over the place. Over the place.
Mm-hmm.
We'd ride our bikes, we'd walk, it didn't matter to us. Parents would drop us off in town. We were supposed to be with our grandmother, we'd be running around with our friends. My grandmother
They had to have known that.
used to get mad at me.
Oh.
She was the cutest little lady. I absolutely adored her. She used to do this thing, she'd be like, she'd double up her fist, and she'd look at me and she'd go, one of these days, little girl. One of these days.
What?
Yes. I remember her doing that more than once.
Oh my God.
One of these days, little girl.
Oh, that's funny.
She was hilarious.
Sweet grandma. Ooh.
I think I'm ready to take a cruise with you. But you had said at one time that you didn't want to take a cruise with me. You didn't want to be my cruise cherry popper.
That's because you weren't ready. I gotta lube that shit for a year or 2. And here we are.
Holy cow. Damn, that was rough.
Baby, you gotta lube it before you pop it.
Oh my God.
Come on now.
We're going to go on a cruise together, and we're going to take the hubs with us.
Mm-hmm.
And they can go do whatever they want to do.
We have to have somebody to drag our ass out the bar at 4 a.m.
They're going to go to bed.
They'll go to bed at like 9, 10.
Right.
I don't know.
Although,
Mine,
I don't know.
mine might sit there and
Mine
just
would Mine would too. He might get cranky and I'll be like, take your ass to bed.
The room's that way.
I bought the drink package, bitch. I'm drinking it.
We're going to be those old bitches on the elevator. You see, everybody's posting when it's your 60th birthday and you bought the drink package. And they're like, on the elevator, the glass elevator going up, where everybody can see them. Gonna be us.
We're going to be like, we're just here for the drink package.
We're making fucking shirts. We are making one for every day we are there. We're making funny ones, but they're gonna end in, nah, bitch, I'm just here for the drink package. Ooh, we could go ride jet skis on the ocean. Nah, bitch, I'm just here for the drink package.
You could go whale watching.
Nah, bitch, I'm just here for the drink package.
Okay. Off topic. Come back around.
It's going to be so much fun.
Right.
Our feralness is going to come out on that fucking cruise.
Because we can't, well, I was like, we can't go anywhere. We can fall in the ocean, but I'm pretty sure the hubs aren't going to let us do that.
They might push us. Third day, they're going to be like, there's something overboard. We're going to be like,
what
is it? They're going to be like, it's your life raft, bitches. And throw us off. That's what they going to do. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Life raft.
It's your life raft, bitches.
They're going to throw the life raft. We're going to be like, what was that? They'll be like, that was your life raft.
Or they'll be like, hope there's room for two on that door.
Hope there's room for two.
I'm pretty sure that our listeners are not going to find us as humorous as we find us.
That's all right.
Humorous. Is that the right word or is that a bone?
Both.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
There is a bone called the humorous. It's between your shoulder and your elbow.
It is not funny, though, when you smack it.
No, so why do they call it the funny bone? That's a whole nother day.
Okay, back to being feral. No, but our feralness is going to show on that cruise.
Oh, absolutely.
That's where I was going with that. I stayed on the feral topic.
We're going to be like those ladies that you see on TikTok videos. It's like, I've waited my whole life for this. We will be the life of the party. Woo, woo.
Oh my God. We are fucking stupid.
We are feral.
Which I would... Maybe that's what I should say. Because we can't say the R word anymore. We would always be like, you're fucking... Yeah, we can't say it.
You can't say that.
No. You're fucking feral.
Feral.
Let's just do it.
Right.
That's our new... That's
there
it.
There you go. Catchphrase.
Ahoo!
We are so feral. We're crazy. We're
crazy.
Crazy for feeling so blue.
Lonely.
Obviously, I can't remember the song. Back to feralness. Who still lives their life as a feral person? Why would you want to live it any other way?
Me.
Well, I know you do.
Oh, okay.
That's an obvious. Okay, no, for those that don't know you, it's an obvious that she's still feral.
Come on now. We're in a couple episodes. They know.
Right. I know I got restricted in some of it. I still wasn't really, confined. I would get in trouble, dancing on tables and things like that.
Yeah, after we turned 21 and we went to the State Line bar.
Yeah.
And we were drinking those group drinks. I'm not going to say the name of them because then everybody going to know where we were.
Yeah.
You wore the cutest little card shirt, though.
I made it.
I know.
Right.
And
see, that was back in the day when you could make your own clothes and nobody,
no one knew.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. That's things that we used to do in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
When we were feral. We would make our own clothes.
Fuck yeah. Now I make my own clothes. I just print them on demand.
What kind of thing? Oh, that could be a poll question. I'll say that to the end.
Oh, Shay's got her poll already. Woo-woo! Give her an award.
I don't know if it's necessarily a poll question because I don't really have. Well, I guess it is. But
Well, do you want to just say it and then you can do a different poll question?
What kind of feral things did you do growing up?
We do really want to know, though.
Yeah.
We do.
Definitely want to know. Driving a stick shift is a dying art.
Oh my God, right?
Hardly anybody knows how to drive a stick shift. I learned to drive a stick shift in my dad's 1960 3/4 ton pickup truck. Chevy pickup truck. Do you remember the red one?
No, but that's fucking hilarious because my story is right around the same.
So you don't remember my dad's red truck?
I think it was just kind of parked.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a red pickup parked.
Because I drove it a few times, but maybe not when you were. Anyway, it was a stick shift. So I remember driving into town one day because we lived 13 miles out of town, right? And I remember driving into town one time, and my brother's like, "You're going to learn how to drive this." So he pulls over to the side of the road, and we switch places, and this is his instructions. He goes, foot on the clutch, foot on the brake, put it in first gear. He goes, then you let off the clutch, and you hit the gas. So that's exactly what I did. And we were like, and he's like, give me more gas! So then we get going, and he's like, as the RPMs get higher, then he's like, shift gears. That's how I learned how to drive a stick shift, is in my dad's old pickup truck.
Do you want to know how I learned?
Should I be scared?
Yes. We had a big mixed family, okay? We turned in aluminum cans. We raised money this way and that way and that way and this way so that we could all take a family vacay. The parentals decided we were going from North Idaho to fucking Disneyland.
California.
All 9 of us. In an extra cab pickup truck, an 80, I think it was an 80, 82.
2 bench seats.
Oh, yeah. Big cab and a half pickup truck with the big fucking in-bed camper on it.
We had one of those too.
Fine and dandy. Here we go. I will never forget cruising down the freeway in California waving at everybody from that fucking little window above the cab, right? Yeah, that was fun. And listening to Madonna's Papa Don't Preach a million times on that trip because that was the #1 song now. Yeah, we had a blast. We went to the ocean. We went to this and that and that and this. Disneyland was fun. And then we're heading home. We decided to go a different route and go through Vegas and Reno. The lights of Vegas, absolutely loved it. I was like, we didn't stop, but we had a camper. And we had tents for the kids because everywhere we stopped, that's how we all slept. Okay, so here we are cruising on up through the Continental Divide. And my stepdad so nicely says, Ruby, it's time for you to learn how to drive.
With the camper and everything on it?
Yup. And it was a stick shift.
Oh my gosh.
So here we go. This is happening. Here we go.
Big freaking camper.
With that big fucking camper. 9 people between the cab of the truck and the camper.
No pressure.
On the Continental fucking Divide. Uphill.
Whoa.
I am going uphill.
And he what? Really?
Yes.
Why am I not surprised?
Shit you not.
Why am I not surprised?
You shouldn't be surprised knowing my childhood, but that is how it happened.
Oh my gosh.
So let me tell you, I am an expert
at hill driving.
At hill driving in a stick shift and backing up using my mirrors.
That's a dying art also.
I know, because now everybody has those little backup cameras. Yeah, let me put you in what I learned how to back up in. Yeah, so, I mean, I can honestly say that I am one of the best stick shift drivers that I know. And I can reverse like nobody's business. Like, I drive a big old pickup truck, and I can reverse that thing like it's a fucking smart car.
Right.
No problem.
Right.
Because I had to learn it.
Yep.
You know, just like all that shit that I went through It didn't kill me. It made me who I am.
Right.
So I have to at least be a little thankful for the bullshit.
Right. But I'm really not surprised. Why would I be surprised that your stepdad did that to you?
Yeah. It really shouldn't surprise you.
That is one thing that I taught my daughter to do when she learned to drive. One of the first things I taught her was to drive a stick shift. Because you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in. And I told her, I said, you could be at a party with your friends and somebody gets stupid and you're like, I'm out. And the only thing to drive is a stick shift. You need to know how to get the hell out of there so that you're safe. No joke. Like, you need to know how to get out of there.
You're not wrong. My son just recently, not recently, it's been a couple years now, but he bought a stick shift. So Hubs taught my daughter how to drive it. So now I'm glad she knows how.
You don't see it much. I don't even think you can buy a car nowadays that's stick shift.
You can, and they're really cheap.
So even though you can find stick shifts nowadays, and they're a lot cheaper than they used to be back in the day, nobody really wants to drive them.
It's kind of a pain in the ass for me. Cause like if I'm doing something and I need to reach in the back, I don't want to have to worry about trying to shift and clutch and reach. It's just easier if I can just...
And with all the traffic nowadays, that stop and go.
No, thank you.
That was the downside to driving the Mustang all the time was I was like, oh, my knee is so tired.
Rock hard pass.
Right? I'm like, no, I think I'll stick with an automatic for city driving.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. How many of you grew up totally feral? And how many of you were well supervised?
Are you just going to pop off a poll question without saying, okay, everybody, now this week's poll question is...
Why not?
Okay. Keep them guessing.
That's right.
All right.
Make them wonder.
Make them wonder. That's right.
What's next?
All right. On that note.
That's it.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Wow. Thank you for joining us for your new favorite podcast. We will see you next week. Make sure you like and follow @Cougar Drinks on all your favorite social media platforms, including our YouTube channel, where you will find the drink of the week and much more. We are so excited to build this community with you and hope you will become a member of our Cougar crew. Drink happy!